Welcome back from the ad break. You are watching Ilizwi Lembokoto. Igama lam ndingubuchule Phutini, and I am standing in for my colleague Ungabisa Rodbom. Today, here in studio, we have Tanya Wyatt, who is a nutrition and lifestyle coach, and she always has wonderful topics for us with regards to health and looking after your body. Hello, Tanya.
Hi, B.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Tanya, what do you have in store for us today?
Well, I thought we should talk about water today, actually, because
yes.
it's one of those things I think everyone knows they should be drinking, but they're not quite sure why. So I'd like to try and convince
them
people
to drink more. Now, tell me drinking more water, what is the importance of water?
Okay. I want to try and again draw a picture in people's minds so that they can visualize why it's important. But you know, we have a cell, an ocean of water inside our cells,
yes.
And we have an ocean of water just outside of the cells. And that ocean of water inside the cells is actually the conductive medium through which all our bioelectrical impulses occur. We are electric in nature as humans.
Okay.
So the cells need an impulse to travel through them or to travel into them in order to be told what to do and how to do it. But if you don't have that conductive medium in them, you can't ask the cell to operate. We know water is very conductive because we know it's dangerous to work with water around electricity. So it's a highly conductive medium. But if there's no water in that cell, it can't function. Now, outside of the cell is a salty ocean, and that water is quite literally held by salt. Salt's very important in the human diet, but not that table salt that everyone uses, which is just sodium and chloride. You want a full spectrum salt like a Himalayan crystal salt, which is over 75 minerals. And that will act as a sponge, so it'll hold water up in that ocean, and that'll inject water into the cellular ocean.
Okay.
So you have to have both oceans full for both to remain fully functional. Yeah.
Now, I was about to ask, we've always been told that we have to drink like 8 glasses of water per day. How important is that? Do we have to drink those 8 glasses?
So you know what? It depends on your weight. So the lighter you are, the less water you need, the heavier, the more. So there's a great formula. There's a great formula for working it out.
Now,
basically,
how do I work that out?
Okay, so you take your weight.
Yes.
And you times it by 0.033.
Okay,
so 0.033.
So if I weigh like 93 or...
It'll probably, if you do 0.033, it'll be just less. If you think about a 100 kilogram person is going to be taking 3.3 liters in.
Okay.
90 kilograms probably going to be just under or just around about 3 liters.
3 liters of water.
So it sounds like a lot. And
per day?
Yeah, absolutely.
3 liters.
And that's without exercise. So if you're a heavy sweater and you get going exercise-wise, you may need more than that. But the bottom line is you don't want to take too much more than that. Anything more than you actually need can be as negative as not having enough.
Now, I don't like drinking tap water, so I always go for for the tap, what you call bottled water route.
Sure.
So,
how do they compare?
Yeah.
You know, some bottled water is actually just kind of pretty much standard tap water. What I would suggest you do is have a look at on the label. There's a little number next to a label called TDS, which is total dissolved solids. And if you look at that, it really should be under 50. Okay. Now, benchmark water is reverse osmosis water, which is very low TDS. It's probably under 10. Municipal water is 300, more or less. Okay, which just tells you what. So it should be at least under 50. You'll find some bottled water is over 200. So where's the benefit? You might as well just drink tap water. Yeah.
I was about to say that not all of us can afford buying bottled water all the time. What are the precautions that we can take to give it that 50
what you can do, look, there's not much you can do to reduce the dissolved solids in it, but certainly what you can do is have an impact on chlorine, and chlorine is a known carcinogen.
Okay.
And this is a problem for me, in terms of the fact that our municipal water is cleaned with chlorine.
Chlorine, yes.
Because of the harmful effects on humans. What you can do is you can minimize the chlorine content by leaving your water out for 24 hours.
Okay.
So you may want to fill a couple of jugs full of tap water, leave them out overnight, or 24 hours effectively, and that will release the chlorine from the water, so it will be a more beneficial drink after that. So yes, that'll reduce the cost. Bottled water is not so good, even if you can afford to buy it. I have a problem with the fact there are plastic chemicals in it.
I know you can't reuse that bottle again.
Yeah, I would suggest rather maybe going to one of these water shops that they normally sell reverse osmosis water, and they'll sell it about R1 a litre, so you're looking at 25 Rand for 25 litres,
Yes.
which is fairly cost effective. And then obviously there are options for filtering water, and they range from fairly low cost to a fairly high cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spoke about the amount that we have to drink depends on our weight. Now, there's this thing, if you want to lose some weight or just tuck in your belly, but boil hot water. How safe is that, like drinking warm? Or what are the temperatures we should drink our water in?
Look, I mean, warm water is fine. I wouldn't boil tap water. A lot of my clients actually boil tap water thinking that they're going to improve the quality of it. It actually worsens the quality because you concentrate the metals in it. So I would avoid boiling tap water. But I would certainly, I would also avoid cold water, like fridge water, because it tends to be sort of uncomfortable digestion-wise for the body. I would go with a normal temperature water or slightly warmed, but good quality warmed water. Yeah.
Now, Tanya, how can I avoid drinking during my meals? Because I love it. I just...
Yeah, it becomes a habit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look, it's always best to finish your last drink about half an hour before you eat, and then an hour or two after you eat. So I always say to clients, first thing in the morning is best to drink a lot of water. So you can maybe get in the first hour or two of waking, get a litre in.
And avoid the breakfast.
Yeah, we spoke about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Avoid the breakfast altogether. But I would try and get 2/3 of your water intake in the first 2/3 of the day, because then it kind of eliminates the need, because otherwise the tendency is also to eat around dinner, and then you find that you get up to go to the loo all night, and that's a bit of a nuisance as well, because it disturbs sleep.
Now, I know if I take my weight and multiply by 0.033 and get that amount that I need to drink. Let's say I have to drink 3 liters now. How can I discipline myself? Discipline myself to actually finish the 3 liters I need per day.
I think the only way you can do that is if you keep a bottle next to you at all times, and preferably a glass or a stainless steel bottle, not a plastic one, but whatever it takes, because it really is important to keep drinking. So I would, and also the other thing I would do is before you have a cup of tea or coffee, drink 2 glasses of water.
Okay.
Because you may find that you don't need the coffee or the tea.
Thank you very much,
My
Tanya.
pleasure.
It's always a pleasure having you
Thank you
here.
very much.
Babukeli nivile ke ndokuba funeke ke ujonge weight yakho qala, and that ndoba multiply by 0.033 to get the amount that you actually need per day, not the 8 glasses. Stay tuned. See you after the break.